What's everybody up to? All right, so I get a lot of questions about, people starting their businesses, what tools to buy, what they can skip. And I also get a bunch of questions about, oh, if you get your trailer stolen, what would you do kind of thing? How would you start over? So I'm going to go through all the tools that are absolutely probably, I would say, necessary to do 90% of the work that I do, maybe 80%. These tools can get the job done. Not the most efficient, but if I had to, like, say, start all over again or start my business just from scratch, these are the tools I would buy first and foremost, because the best bang for your buck. Just absolutely what I would what I would buy. Everything around here you can see is great. These tools save time and money. They absolutely pay for themselves, the trailer included. But everything I'm going to show you here, you can probably fit in the back of your car, truck, whatever you need to get to a job site, and you can actually, get to work, make money, make a living. So let's get right into it. All right, so I got everything laid out in my garage here, so let's go right through it. Probably the first thing I would do would be a miter saw. At least a single bevel miter saw, dual bevel preferably, but it would be absolutely one of the first things I would just go and buy, just because of how much stuff you can get done with a miter saw. It can be a chop saw, it can be obviously a miter saw, to cutting in pretty much anything. Let's go right through it. You're gonna need ladders. Ladders, a 4-foot is great when you need a 4-foot, but if you need a 6-foot, a 4-foot just won't do. So I would definitely get at least a couple small A-frame step ladders. I got my 8-foot there, and I've got a 10-foot up there. And then extension ladders, they're on the job site, but if you're doing exterior work high up, obviously ladders they're pretty cheap, and when you need them, you need them. There's nothing else that really, you're not 10 feet tall. So ladders, absolutely. Don't forget trash removal, debris removal, dumpster, all that kind of stuff. So cleaning up after yourself is sometimes more important than actually doing the job with customers in mind, because they want to see a clean job site. Just throw away all your crap. I got I got 3 of these brutes, another one's on a job site. A couple of them have rollers, so you can buy the little rollers, which absolutely helps out. These are, I think, 35 gallon and then 55 gallon. 35 I like because it kind of fits in between hallways and stuff better. I can just roll it to where I need to. Dustpan and a broom, and that's, it's more important to customers that you clean up after yourself and keep a tidy job site. Absolutely. We're going to go with lighting. Lighting, you can just go straight up, headlamp, hands-free headlamp. But lighting is absolutely imperative on a job site, because you need to inspect your own work. You need to be able to see. Not all job sites you're going to find to have power. So I would definitely recommend buying lighting, just because this, especially the ones that are LED, and the batteries last forever on them. And the tower itself, not necessary, but it's great because it's also AC and DC, so you don't need to have a battery for it. But if you do, it's, you don't have to tripping over extension cords. All right, so we'll go into here first. A vacuum, a wet, dry vac, anyone that works for you, because like you probably know, if you're in this business, like toilets are a big money maker, and being able to suck all the water out, you need to be able to clean up after yourself. And having a wet dry vac is imperative. It's one of the first things you probably should buy anyway, because it just makes life just so much easier with cleaning up anything you're doing, period. So an impact and a drill, hammer drill. Hammer drill's great for masonry, brick, all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely recommend a hammer drill and an impact for driving anything but drilling holes, because it's great for mounting anything, driving screws. An impact, once you use an impact over a drill for driving screws or lag bolts, anything like that, it's a no-brainer. Electrical test equipment, just to test outlets, low voltage work. I would definitely buy this over again, because low voltage is extremely high money maker for me. Data, all that kind of stuff. So punch down tool, coax stripper, data scissors, 7/16 half-inch wrenches. This goes for any kind of wrenches you're going to need. And the impacts and drill bits. I have a half-inch drill bit right here. But any drill bit you're going to need. These are pretty much not reusable, but disposable, or they're I'm losing the word for it right now. But I have to buy them because they get dull. I don't spend time sharpening them or anything like that. I just go buy new ones. They're super cheap. I think you can get these at Home Depot for like $8-9. So absolutely. I would definitely recommend the ones with the 1/4 inch hex. Therefore, it can go into the drill, or it can also go into your impact depending on what you have, and it's super useful. Fluke network, any kind of toner is great for finding anything, especially in the low voltage world. But you can tone out anything and find whatever you need to, and it works for high voltage if there's no voltage on the line, obviously, and then just finding circuits, stuff like that. So it absolutely works. Tape measure should go without saying, absolutely. That's a coax crimper or compression tool. iPro, obviously clear and sunglasses, but iPro, knee pads, absolutely. Get yourself some knee pads. Levels, go from 6, 8, 10, however. I don't think they have a 10-foot level, but an 8-foot. I know they have an 8-foot level. And then I have these in here just to show off, different sizes. Squares, obviously for cutting straight lines, measuring, and it goes with other tools as well. This is a magnetic anything holder. It's just basically a magnet, and if you're taking anything apart or putting anything back together, it's a good way to not lose bits and pieces that are obviously metal. Plumbing, basic plumbing tools for your faucets. Doing any 1/2 inch copper, 3/4 inch copper, changing out valves, taking out sticky valves, and obviously the garbage disposal tool. Super basic. Same thing. This is actually, I want to say, I can't remember if this is just I can't remember. I think this is either honestly, I forget what this is. I don't know why it's up here. Anyway, so we're going. We're live. We're going. So, butane, obviously, soldering connections, all that good stuff. Zip ties, absolutely. Oscillating tool, is a must. I have 2 of these babies because they're so valuable. Cutting out anything you need to, not just drywall, wood. And then if you get certain bits, you can do tile and metal and stuff like that. So oscillating tools, an absolute must. Circular saw, just any circular saw. They're super cheap, absolutely. If depending on what you have, if you have a straight edge, you can turn this into a track saw kind of. As long as you can make the cuts. It's not obviously going to replace a track saw, but it can be in lieu of if you absolutely have it. And even a miter saw, if you want to make straight cuts, you can, depending on how thick you can cut. So circular saw is an absolute on the job site. I obviously have a few of them, and I would not go without one for sure. Hammers, I got the regular hammer. I think this was a 4-pound hammer. One of these are 22 ounces. Then a soft blow hammer, Nomar, because everything has a difference. They're super cheap, absolutely. Pencil, obviously everybody knows what you're gonna need a pencil for. This is my backup chalk line. Chalk line for sure. And also I brought this out here. This is a flex bit and also glow rods, for fishing, fishing line or fishing wires, anything through walls. Absolutely a must. Painting supplies, if you're doing basic painting, get yourself, it's a money maker. Just go out and buy a couple brushes, rollers, and a handy pail, and you're good to go. Recip saw, sawzall, whatever you want to call it, for demoing, for mostly demoing, and then whatever else you want to use for, absolutely invaluable. Paint pole, you reach in spots where you don't need to get a ladder to. It's absolutely useful. Gravity works. What are you gonna do, right? So. I think that's it for this. This is obviously my Polk workstation, but I will say we're going over here. This is also my workstation. I would definitely recommend something that brings your tools up to arm level, because you can see from a couple of my either Instagram posts, I have this on jobs because I sit next to it and I can just keep anything in here, keep it organized, and it's up. I don't have to bend over every time I need a tool to get something. It's all right here. Flat surfaces are invaluable when you're on a job site and you have stuff to put, organize, anything like that. So it's absolutely valuable. All right, we're going through here. We got some basic drywall knives, just your basic stuff there. Nitrile gloves and regular gloves for obvious reasons. These I use them mostly if I'm hanging TVs. I put them on, that way I'm not getting fingerprints on anything. And if there is fingerprints, I can be like, hey, it says those aren't mine. So it's but you can always clean them off with the correct way of doing it. But I will say gloves are an absolute important piece. Extensions, 1/4 inch hex extensions, just to get into spots you can't get into regularly. Knives, you know, cutting drywall, anything you need a knife for. Allen toolkit, just, you know, more multi-screw. This is 11-in-1 Klein multi, absolutely imperative. Lyman's pliers. I won't go through all this. You guys can check out my OTLC video. I think I'll either post it or post it later. Who knows? But it might already be posted. Screwdrivers. Again, electrical testing. So, and obviously it's got IR too if you need you need a temperature. See, it's 46 degrees. Hey, feels like it. It's nice. Nice. What a great day. So, you know, needle nose pliers, you know, electrical tools, pretty much everything you see here. Dikes, diagonal cutters, small screwdrivers, drill bit, you know, more drill bits. Those are paddle bits. You know, everything you see here, I would definitely, these are all your basic hand tools. Absolutely, just go buy it. You don't need to go buy Southwire, Klein, and all that stuff and spend a bunch of money. You can just go buy your basic tools and get going, because all you need to do, you're just cutting copper really for that. So, and that's it for this right here. I think, yeah, I think I covered everything right here. Any kind of tool bag you have, absolutely any kind works. So you don't have to get a veto. Like I have, let's go back over here. I would definitely recommend an AWP. I think I got this at Lowe's. This is this is probably cost 20 bucks, and it does the exact same thing. Maybe less pockets, but get yourself by. You can fit a bunch of stuff. Definitely recommend getting yourself a tool bag just to keep everything organized. And so you know, if you have a tool and you can find it, great. If you can't find it, you might as well not have the tool. So again, workstation. Get yourself some sort of cheap workstation. Doesn't have to be fancy. And also goes in with, get yourself some cheap sawhorses. You know, they obviously, I think these cost like 25 bucks, 30 bucks for a pair. And they're I like these ones because they fold up pretty good and they're nice. So you don't have to spend the crazy amount of money with these. I have a couple sets of these, but they support more weight. You can do a little more with them. And it obviously keeps it at the height I need it for my bulk station. So I think that is about it for the basic tools. Like I said, this is basically, I can get pretty much 80% of my jobs done with these tools. Obviously, I have extension ladders at a job site, but I definitely recommend that. Miter saw, lighting, you know, pretty much everything, guys. Like, this is your basic tools to start over with, or if you're starting any kind of business as far as contracting is going. I mean, it's easy. Now, if you're going straight into the trades, plumbing, then you're going to need way more plumbing tools. If you're going into electrical, you're going to need way more electrical tools. Not too many more. I mean, there's other tools, but I mean, there's, you know, and you're going into carpentry, you're going to need more saws, bigger saws, more, you know, if you're just doing one specific trade, this really doesn't apply to you. But if you want to be, you know, prepared for any kind of job you're going to run into, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I won't even do honorable mentions because there's so many of them, because I can go into track saws, table saws, you know, HEPA filter vacuums, etc. You know, it's crazy. But if I had to start over again, this is exactly how I'd go straight into this and buy everything here again, and then just kind of get back to my job site. Honestly, if something happened, then I would just go straight, buy what I needed to for that job site, get that job done, and then rebuild. But that's it, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. If I've earned your subscription, I appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section what you think, what I'm missing here. This is pretty much covers what I do on a daily basis, 80% of the time, because, you know, I don't have any nailers here, because you can get you can use a hammer and a nail just as good, or a screw with the impact. And you know, those cordless battery operated nailers are extremely luxury item, and they absolutely make money. But I wouldn't go buy it right off the bat, because it's not absolutely needed. So like and subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. All right.